Stop for a moment. Do not scroll past this message too quickly, because what you are about to hear is not random and it is not accidental. The very fact that these words reached you right now is not coincidence. It is alignment. There has been a question quietly living inside your heart. You have not always said it out loud, but it has been there, in moments of silence, in the middle of long nights, during days when everything seemed delayed. You wondered something painful. Did heaven forget about me? Was my name erased from the list of blessings? Why does it feel like everyone else is moving forward while I remain stuck? Listen carefully. I am speaking to you today to correct what fear has been whispering. Your name was not erased. Your name was reserved. There is a difference. You thought you were being ignored, but in reality, you were being prepared. What looked like silence was not abandonment. What felt like delay was actually development. Many times you looked at the lives of others and wondered why doors opened easily for them, promotions appeared for them, favor seemed to follow them, and you asked quietly, when will it be my turn? But what you could not see was the work happening inside you. Every closed door was training your patience. Every disappointment was strengthening your character. Every betrayal was sharpening your discernment. You thought these experiences were setbacks, but in truth, they were construction. I do not build fragile destinies. I build foundations first. And foundations take time. If I had given you certain opportunities 2 years ago, they would have crushed you under their weight. If I had opened certain doors earlier, the pressure inside those rooms would have broken your confidence. So I allowed time to do its quiet work inside you. While you believed you were behind, I was positioning you. People had to move. Situations had to shift. Timing had to align. Nothing in your life has been random. Even the moments that hurt you the most carried hidden preparation. You remember the seasons when you felt unseen, when you continued showing up even though nobody applauded your effort, when you stayed honest, even when dishonesty seemed easier. Those moments were not wasted. Heaven measures faithfulness differently than the world does. The world celebrates results, but I honor endurance. You stayed when leaving would have been easier. You kept believing when doubt surrounded you. You kept moving forward even when progress felt invisible. And that perseverance changed you. Something stronger began growing inside you. That is why lately you may have felt something unusual, something difficult to explain. A strange calm, a quiet peace that appeared without warning. Situations that once made you anxious suddenly lost their power over you. Reactions that once controlled you began fading. This is not an accident. It is evidence that a shift is already happening. When preparation finishes, movement begins, and your season of waiting has been reaching its final chapter. But listen carefully to this part, because it matters. When I prepare someone for elevation, the change does not begin outside. It begins inside. Before doors open publicly, clarity appears internally. That is why you feel different even though your circumstances may still look the same. You are not imagining it. You are sensing transition. Something in your spirit recognizes what is coming before your eyes can see it. That is how alignment works. The enemy tried to convince you that delay meant rejection, but delay was protection. If certain things had happened earlier, the structure of your life would not have been ready to sustain them. Now it is. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are calmer now. And strength changes your spiritual clearance. There were rooms you could not enter before, not because you were unworthy, but because you were unfinished. Now maturity has grown inside you. Now your foundation can carry responsibility. Now your perspective is deeper. This is why the pressure that once surrounded you has begun to lift. The waiting season was never punishment. It was positioning. You are being aligned with the right timing, the right opportunities, and the right people. And when alignment completes its work, Movement begins naturally. Doors will not feel forced. Opportunities will not require desperate chasing. Instead, things will begin recognizing you. Conversations will open unexpected pathways. Connections will appear at the right moment. Ideas will come with clarity. You will notice that what once required exhausting effort will now begin to flow. This is how divine timing moves. Quietly, strategically, precisely. But there is something important you must do in this moment. Do not return to the mindset of someone who is still waiting. Your posture must change. Stop speaking like someone forgotten. Stop praying like someone begging for scraps of opportunity. Begin declaring with expectation. Every morning remind yourself, my season is changing. I am ready for what is coming. Words carry power. Agreement activates movement. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. And if something inside you feels confirmation while hearing this message, pause for a moment and respond. Type faith in the comments if you believe that your season is shifting and you are stepping into what has been prepared for you. Your voice matters. Your agreement matters. Because faith grows when it is spoken. Now understand something deeper. The waiting list you thought you were on was never about rejection. It was about readiness. I do not rush what carries purpose. Great assignments require strong foundations. And now that foundation has been forming inside you through every lesson, every trial, every season you survived. You may not see the full picture yet, but movement has already started. So stay attentive, stay humble, stay prepared, because what is unfolding will require the stronger version of you that has been developing all this time. And before this message ends, if these words brought peace or clarity into your heart, take a moment to support this ministry. Like this message, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might also be in their waiting season. And if these words lifted your spirit, consider supporting this mission through the link given below. Your support helps these messages reach people who need encouragement in their lives. More importantly, carry this truth with you today. Your name was never erased. It was preserved for the right time. And that time is closer than you think. Take a deep breath and listen carefully, because this part of the message carries a truth many people miss. When a season changes in your life, it rarely begins with fireworks. It begins with alignment. You expected something dramatic. You expected a sudden breakthrough that everyone could see. But that is not how I often move. The greatest shifts begin quietly, inside the unseen places of your life. You may not notice it immediately, but conversations will begin to change. Opportunities will begin to appear in ways that feel natural instead of forced. Paths that once seemed blocked will suddenly look possible again, and you will realize something powerful. What once required struggle will now begin to move with grace. This is the difference between chasing something that was not meant for you and stepping into what has already been prepared. Many times, you tried to push doors open. You knocked harder. You worked harder. You prayed harder. You thought if you just tried enough, something would finally move. But some doors never opened because they were not assigned to you. And what I assign does not require exhausting pursuit. It requires readiness. Now you are entering a season where recognition begins to replace striving. People will begin to notice something different about you, not because you suddenly became louder, but because your confidence became quieter and stronger. Peace carries authority, and that peace is what many around you will begin to feel. You may have already noticed it. Situations that used to drain your energy no longer control your reactions. Circumstances that once made you anxious now feel smaller. That is not weakness, that is growth. Strength does not always look like loud victory. Sometimes strength looks like calm stability. The storms you survived were not meaningless. Every moment you endured built a deeper foundation in your life. And foundations determine how high something can rise. This is why the waiting season was necessary. If success had arrived too early, it would have created pressure without preparation. If responsibility had come too soon, it would have overwhelmed you. But now, your mindset is different. Your patience is deeper. your wisdom is sharper, and your heart is more focused. This is why movement can begin now. But listen carefully to what I am about to say, because this instruction matters. Do not shrink back into the thinking of your old seasons. Do not speak like someone who is still stuck in the past. The language of waiting and the language of readiness are different. Waiting sounds like uncertainty. Readiness sounds like expectation. Start expecting clarity. Start expecting the right connections. Start expecting favor to appear in unexpected places. Because when timing aligns, acceleration follows. Many people miss their next season because they keep thinking like the person they used to be. But growth requires a new posture. Stand with quiet confidence. Walk with steady faith. Believe that the lessons you lived through were preparing you for something meaningful. And remember this truth. Promotion in heaven is not announced publicly first. It is confirmed internally. That is why you feel a shift before others see it. You feel less desperate, less reactive, less overwhelmed. Instead, you feel something new rising inside you. Hope. Hope is a signal that something is changing. Hope means your spirit recognizes what your circumstances have not yet revealed. And that recognition is important, because belief activates movement. This is why I want you to participate in this moment. If you feel that something in your life is shifting right now, type the word "ready" in the comments. Let that word become your declaration. When you speak readiness, you align yourself with the direction your life is moving. But understand something deeper. Your next season will not only bless you, it will shape others. Your growth will encourage someone who thought they could not survive their own difficult season. Your story will remind someone that endurance still matters. The strength you built through hardship will become a light for others who are still walking through darkness. That is why your journey mattered so much. Nothing you experienced was wasted. Even the painful chapters are part of the wisdom you now carry. You learned patience when things moved slowly. You learned discernment when people disappointed you. You learned humility when success did not arrive immediately. These lessons are the invisible treasures many people never gain, and those treasures will guide you in the next chapter of your life. But here is something important to remember as doors begin to open. Stay grounded. Do not allow new opportunities to pull you away from the character that was built during the quiet seasons. The same humility that carried you through difficulty must also carry you through success. The same gratitude you practiced during small victories must remain when greater blessings arrive. Because true strength is not proven by how someone survives struggle. It is proven by how they handle elevation. You are being trusted with growth. You are being trusted with influence. And influence requires responsibility. So remain attentive. Stay close to wisdom. Continue practicing the discipline that shaped you during your waiting season. The transformation in your life is still unfolding, and every step forward will reveal more of the purpose that has been developing inside you. Now pause for a moment and reflect on everything you have survived. Think about the obstacles that once seemed impossible. Remember the days when you almost lost hope. Yet you are still here. Stronger, wiser, more prepared than you realize. That is not an accident. That is evidence. Evidence that your story is still being written. Evidence that the future still holds chapters you have not yet imagined. And as you move forward, keep this truth close to your heart. Your name was never erased from heaven. It was protected. It was preserved. It was waiting for the moment when you would be ready to carry what was meant for you. And now that moment is beginning to unfold. So walk forward with faith. Walk forward with courage. And trust that the same power that carried you through the waiting season will also guide you through the season of fulfillment. If this message spoke directly to your heart today, take a moment and type "Amen" in the comments as a sign that you receive this word and choose to move forward with faith. And remember this, above all else, The chapter ahead of you will reveal why every delay, every lesson, and every moment of endurance was necessary. Your story is not ending. It is just beginning its most meaningful season.